Hi, I'm David K. Williams, Libertarian candidate for Colorado State Attorney General, and I unequivocally and without hesitation believe in marriage equality. But what does that mean? I'm Libertarian. Like most of you, I don't care what consenting adults do in private. The entire problem is actually much simpler than you've been led to believe. The problem is that government got involved in marriage at all. Because you know the problem when you ask the government to get involved in something? It gets involved. So let's back up and rethink this issue. Let's look at some history. John and Abigail Adams, one of the greatest American love stories of all time, did not have state approval to get married. Neither did George and Martha Washington. No one from that era did. Marriage had nothing to do with the state. Nothing. Our forefathers would have laughed at the notion that they needed state approval to get married. It would have completely befuddled them. It would have been ridiculous to them. And it should be ridiculous to us as well. History is important. It sheds light on where we are today. So let's go back even further. The American legal tradition is from the British common law. The kings didn't care who the peasants married. They could have cared less. They could not have cared less. The peasants just got married. No royal approval was needed. That tradition carried over to the colonies, and it remained for about a century. States did not start issuing marriage licenses until they wanted to enforce anti-race mixing laws. Then they made you come down to the clerks so they could look at you and see if the state approved of your marriage. So what had been a purely religious ceremony became a state institution. And once the government got its tentacles in that institution, they just got deeper. Now we have tax laws, probate laws, thousands of pages of regulations at every level of government that define what marriage means. Marriage folks get benefits, non-married folks do not. That's the equal protection problem under the 14th Amendment. It has nothing to do with marriage. It has to do with government benefits. End the benefits, end the problem. That's the libertarian solution. And it solves the problem. Yeah, I'm a libertarian. I'm also a Christian. So let's look at it from that angle as well. Marriage to me is a religious institution, not a government one. Social conservatives that loudly oppose homosexual marriage should be opposing government involvement in marriage at all. As a Christian, it is offensive to me that a religious ceremony between two believers in a holy house of God performed by a clergy member under the eyes of God Almighty isn't official until and unless a low-level government clerk gives you a state seal? Really? That's supposed to be the religious position? That's absurd to me. But let's talk about what the Attorney General can do about this issue. As a legal matter, the United States Supreme Court has not ruled on the constitutionality of state laws like Colorado has defining marriage between a man and a woman. Other federal courts have, but not the U.S. Supreme Court. And until it does, I will defend the state definition of marriage as being between a man and a woman, regardless of my personal views on marriage equality. But as a political matter, if the government quit giving benefits to married couples, there is no equal protection problem. But the government does give benefits to married couples, they don't give to non-married couples, and that is a legislative matter, not one that the Attorney General can fix. Rethink Colorado. I'm David K. Williams, candidate for Attorney General, and I appreciate your consideration and support.